Hey guys, what's up, Girlcast here. Welcome to a different kind of video. Today I wanted to explain and give some backstory on my new Wings of Fire OCs. Before we start, I want to say currently I'm not very far into the series. I'm currently on, as I'm recording this, Escaping Peril. So I don't really know anything about the new dragon species. I've seen them, but I just don't know what they do. I also was only able to record one dragon's design process, so I'm sorry if you only see one. I probably won't include it, but you know. With that out of the way, let's start with the first OC. Inferno is my Skywing OC and is based off a person I saw in an RP, Dragon's Life. He has fire scales and is very cold towards others. It took me a little bit to figure out some of the colors, but I'm actually really proud of it. I originally drew him in my sketchbook like all the others and had a lot of trouble with the horns and wings. Eventually, I settled with a darker red and a darker orange for his underscales. I wanted to try and make him unique, so I added the same orange above his eyes to make a cool kind of line from his eye to his muzzle and by his ear. I also made his ear tip the same color. The inside of his wings gave me some trouble. I wanted to add a gradient-ish thing here, so it took a couple tries for it to look nice. To be honest, I'm really proud of his design. Icicle is based off of Lainey's dragon OC she uses in Dragon's Life. I use Starseer, who I will talk about maybe in another video or later. She thought it would be cool if she were to be blind, since we don't see many blind dragons. In my eyes, Icicle is a very innocent Icewing and doesn't always know what's going on. She mainly uses scent and sound to tell where she is, but in the sky it's a little harder for her. The wind gets in her ears and it's hard for her to hear. For her design, I had trouble figuring out what her main scale color would be. I wanted it to be white, but have a little hint of blue, so finding a color that was mainly white was hard. I also remember that Icicle had a tealish underbelly and claws, so figuring out what's a good shade wasn't too hard. The scales on her back was hard too. Again, I didn't want it to be too white or too blue. The inside of her wings also gave me trouble. In Dragon's Life, she has a blue gradient for her wings, similar to Starseer, but finding a good start and end color was interesting. Overall, she was very fun to make and had a lot of fun experimenting with her light colors. Princess Now was a lot of fun to make. She is very fun and a hyper sandwing. Think of her like Kinkachu. She's very open-minded and almost too trustworthy of others. I decided that she should have almost toned-down colors. I used normal colors for sandwings like yellow, but I also decided to have some orange on her. The kind of scalish part on the back took me a couple tries to figure out what color to use. I also decked her out in jewelry like most royalty. I was going to use gold, but I decided silver looked better and stood out more. The blue gems also helped. I was going to have some jewelry on one of her horns, but I decided against it. I also didn't want her eyes to be too dark, but still kind of dark, like normal sandwing black eyes. Overall, I love her design. Probably one of my favorites so far. Ah yes, my anxious being Mango the Rainwing. I have a lot of fun experimenting with colors. I decided on a more pastel palette for him. I also used colors similar to Mango's with bright blue eyes. I usually don't use reds or oranges, so it was a fun experiment. Like I said, Mango is very anxious and stutters a lot, similar to Starseer. I also think that Niall scares him, kind of how much energy he had. Probably because of how much energy she has. He is also very introverted, cowardly, and is a nerd, kind of like Starflight. To be honest, Stingwings have one of my favorite color palettes. This is partially why I love Aqua's design. He's very cold, untrusting, and can be a jerk, unlike Inferno, who's kind of like a tsundere. He really only cares about the strong, and I feel he would look down on Mango, since he's very weak and cowardly. Of course, I had to use teal as the main color of his scales. From there, I chose a shade of teal lighter and darker. The eyes gave me trouble. The Wings of Fire wiki said that sea wings either have blue or green eyes, and I had to choose between both. I decided to use blue since he has a green tint to his body. Overall, I really enjoy his design. It's simple, but colorful. Fun fact, as I was making a script out and figuring out Flora's design, I forgot her name. She's very kind and sweet. I feel like she would be the one person Inferno would get along with. The fact that she also has fireproof scales also helps them bond. I had fun experimenting with different shades of brown. I also gave her an aster from her horn from her ear. I feel like she would have it would have a lot of sentimental value since she got it from her mother, who was in the Sandwing War, who I'm pretty sure she probably would have died from. I then chose to give her golden eyes. Overall, she's just a sweetheart who needs some love. I just love her so much. And that concludes the video. Since this video is long enough, I figured I would have Starseer explained in another video. I love Dragons and Wings of Fire is one series I absolutely love, even if I am far behind. I want to get better at drawing different creatures, so making new Wings of Fire Ozozi was right up my alley. I also have another kind of concept with dragons, which I do want to talk about in the future. With that out of the way, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, peace out. Bye bye!